over the rules of how to play in a football game, and today we're actually going to go over punting. Now, we went over punting a little bit of last week, but today we're going to master the skills and we're going to get into stations, work with partners, and we're going to do the best we can to master punting, so that way next week we get into games. All right? Now, before we go into our stations, we first need to do our warm-up. So can I have everyone please be lined up, arm distance apart, and let's begin our warm-up. Ready? Begin. All right, students, so now that we're done with the warm-up, we can now begin our stations. So I'm going to introduce the stations first, and then once I'm done introducing the stations, everybody will now work in partners, okay? So for the first station, we're going to focus on punting straight and making sure that we are able to secure the ball and get our footwork done, okay? So this is how it's going to look. We have two cones right here, okay? This cone right here is where the long snapper is going to be at, and over here is the punter. But today, since we're working in partners, we're going to pretend like we do have a long snapper here, and one partner is going to be over here, which is going to be the punter, and our other partner is going to be on the other side of the cone, at least 10 yards, ready to catch the ball, okay? So this is how the station is going to look. I'm going to place the ball right here. The punter is going to be behind this cone, okay? My partner is going to be at least 10 to 20 yards away from the green cone, which is the long snapper, okay? And then, once you begin the station, what you want to do is you want to run up to the ball, okay? Run back to the cone, okay? And then from here, right, you want to make sure that you secure the ball, okay? Pretend like you caught the ball from the long snapper. You secure the ball, okay? And from here, you want to now make sure you're taking your first step forward, okay? So, since I'm dominant on my left foot, okay, I'm gonna take a step first with my dominant foot, which is my left foot, okay? And I come with my other least dominant foot up front, right? And then from here, now I'm gonna get ready to punt with my dominant foot, okay? So, before you do that though, you wanna make sure that you extend your arms, bring the ball, okay? Straight, not horizontal, right? You want to have it straight. Bring the ball, extend the arms up to chest level or even waist level. And then with my dominant foot, okay, I'm going to bring it up, okay? And I'm going to make this movement, which is called a plantar flexion, okay? I know it sounds kind of weird, but in the future, you're going to learn about dorsiflexion and also plantar flexion on your ankle, okay? On the movement on your ankle. So this movement is called a plantar flexion, where it looks something like this. Okay, it's not flexed, it looks something like this. You're gonna bring it up, and you're gonna aim straight towards your partner. Okay. So again, I'm gonna have it just like this. The ball, my dominant foot, bring it up. Okay, and I'm gonna hit the ball, aiming towards my partner. All right. That's gonna be the first station. So do it one more time, so that way we're not confused. Okay. I'm the punter, right? My partner's on the other side of the cone. At least 10 to 20 yards. I run up to the ball, okay, secure the ball, run back pedal, okay, take my first step forward, my dominant foot first, then my other foot, then I'm ready to punt towards my partner, okay? So that's gonna be the first station, all right? Let's now begin our second station. All right, students, so now that we're done with the first station, we can now begin our second station. So it's going to be the same concept as the first station. Remember, we have the ball right here where the long snapper is going to be at, the punter, right? Remember, you're behind the yellow cone. We still run up to the ball, okay? We still have to backpedal, right, to the yellow cone. And we still take our first step forward, right? If I'm dominant foot on my left foot, I take a first step with my dominant foot. Then I come with my other foot, right? Extend the arms, chest level, waist level, and I'm ready to put the ball right in this position, straight towards my partner. Now, in this second station, instead of just aiming straight, okay, we're gonna have targets to aim at. So what I mean by that is that your partner, in front of them is gonna be 3 trash cans, okay? There's gonna be a trash can on the left side, in the middle, and on the right side. So it's gonna be very difficult now for this second station because now you have to be accurate where you wanna pump the ball, all right? So, before you begin the station, your partner's gonna tell you exactly which trash can you have to hit. So if they tell you, okay, you have to hit the left trash can, the middle, or the right. Say, for example, my partner says, you know what, you have to hit the right trash can. as a punter, now what you want to do is, instead of aiming straight, you want to aim now at an angle. So what that means is that once you have your foot up, you want to make sure that you're aiming towards the right. Notice in the first station, I have my foot straight, right? I was all straight. Now you want to aim towards the right because I want to aim towards the right trash can, correct? So it's going to be more difficult now because then you have to be more accurate, and you might have to even use more power because that trash can could be further from your partner, okay? Or it could be more closer, all right? So you have to really be focusing on where the trash can is going to be at, okay? Making sure that your dominant foot is at an angle aiming towards that can, okay? So it's going to be a challenge for the second station, but with more practice, you're going to be more proficient at it, all right? So that's going to be the second station. Now, before we begin our stations, okay, I first want to remind you that there's going to be a soccer ball at each station. So for those of you who have difficulty holding the football, okay, just use a soccer ball. It's going to be the same concept, okay, but the goal is still going to be the same, all right? Now, there are criteria sheets at each station, okay? So just look at the criteria sheets. It's going to tell you exactly what needs to be done, right? So that way you're not confused and you make sure that you get the station done correctly, all right? Other than that, if you have any questions, I'm going to be walking around, so you could ask me and I'll tell you anything that you need help with, right? And I'll make sure that everyone is participating and getting the stations done, all right? Other than that, you may begin the stations. Ready, begin. All right, students, so now that we're done with our stations, please bring it in. Please form half a circle in front of me and take a seat. All right, I saw a lot of improvement from everyone. Everyone did an amazing job. We were making sure that we're getting our footwork done. We were making sure that we got the ball nice and secure in our hands. All right, so for an extra credit point, how many steps do we want to take forward before we want to punt? Thank you, Steve. Exactly. We want to take 2 steps forward before we punt. So remember, you want to take a step forward with your dominant foot, then with your least dominant foot, and then you bring your dominant foot up, right, ready to hit the ball towards your partner, okay? So for homework, I want you to research new types of ways of how you can improve in punting. There's so much research out there that you can learn about. So in our next class session, I want you to come in with your new research so that we can share it with the whole class, all right? Once we're done with our research, we'll start getting ready to play in games, all right? So if you have any questions, please stay after class. Other than that, class is dismissed. Thank you.